WWE Superstars are constantly involved in various press and media activities to promote WWE. Back in the day, that would have been on traditional talk shows, and while wrestlers do still appear on these shows, such as the Jimmy Fallon Show or the Jimmy Kimmel Show, apparently there's a lot of people called Jimmy who have talk shows. The launch of social media has led to various other opportunities, such as the hit YouTube series Sneaker Shopping with Complex. This series features celebrities discussing their careers and sneaker culture, which is a trend that is gaining increasing popularity. Many WWE superstars have been on this show where they've spoken about their time in wrestling, while fans get insight into what sort of shoes they like. Audiences also see how much they're willing to spend, as some WWE superstars have dropped serious cash in these episodes. We will only be focusing on WWE superstars who are actively working with the company, so no Ric Flair or Shane McMahon here. Welcome to Honor Wrestling Club, and here are the 11 superstars who have spent the most amount of money on trainers. Welcome to the club. In number 11, we have The Undertaker, with his total spending $440.63. The Undertaker might be retired from in-ring competition, but he's still actively working with WWE as part of the LFG series, while he's also believed to have some creative input at this point, most notably in the AAA business. He's not necessarily someone who fans think of when it comes to fashion and sneakers, mainly due to the gimmick he played on television, being, an undead mortician. What use has he got for spending lots of money on brands such as Coco Chanel? I don't know much about fashion. That might be one of the reasons why he didn't spend anywhere near as much on trainers as other guests, but he also did receive a pair as a gift which lowered his costs. Now you'll see that he did not spend anywhere near enough, as we're jumping up over $1,000 now to number 10, Jey Uso, with his total spend being $1,442.62. Jey Uso has been a name on the rise in WWE ever since the Bloodline angle began, and that has led to him being handed plenty of exciting opportunities ever since. One of those including being part of the show, where he was trusted to promote the company and grow his own brand at the same time. And Jey did so by spending plenty of money on sneakers, admitting that he still keeps many of the ones that he has sentimental value to him from memorable WWE moments, proving that they have more worth than the visuals that they provide. Sticking with the Bloodline, we now have Roman Reigns in at number 9 with a total spend of $1,551.50. Roman Reigns is the biggest star in WWE, and as the face of the company, some fans might have been expecting him to flash a little more cash. While he spent an extreme amount of money in comparison to how most people spend on shoes, he is one of the lowest spenders amongst his WWE counterparts. Reigns admitted that he thinks there is love and respect from the other sneakerheads in WWE about the fact that he is wearing them, which is an interesting insight into the business and how the locker room sees the rise in sneakers. Most notably, Bronson Reed keeps nicking them up, so if he ever appears again he might have to spend more to just replace them. In number 8 we have Nikki Bella, who spent $2,014.82. Nikki Bella has built her career on creating a specific brand around being a main star of the Divas era. Therefore, it is no surprise that she spent a considerable amount of money when appearing on the show. She's someone who is known for her fashion choices, so she was a perfect fit for the show. She recalled getting her own personalised sneakers during the main section of her career, which she thinks made her personal game even better. That was ultimately due to her love of dunks, which she has been a fan of before she became a wrestler. In number 7 we have Seth Rollins, whose total spend was $2,654.15. Seth Rollins might be one of the best technical wrestlers in the world, however over the years he has dipped into the fashion in the craziest of ways, wearing some of the wildest outfits the fans have ever seen. I mean, look at them, look at this one, I didn't even know you could buy things like that. That has included plenty of over-the-top shoes, including his famous red boots that had everybody talking. However, when it comes to the boots he wrestles in, Rollins admitted on the show that he needs to be comfortable in them so he can move around. Still, that didn't stop him from dropping some serious cash on an impressive amount of sneakers. In number 6 we have The New Day, whose total spend was $3,179 exactly. The New Day's episode was always going to be a rather expensive one, due to the fact that there are 3 of them, and all of them ended up purchasing different pairs of sneakers. However, it was a really fun episode as Xavier Woods, who's known for being a major sneakerhead and was someone who passionately loves the industry. On top of that, you got the fact that Kofi Kingston is someone who actively wrestles in sneakers, which isn't the case for every pro wrestler, and that's why they took the situation so seriously, as fans were able to see just how much it meant to them. In number 5 we have CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, whose total spend came to $3,183.17. CM Punk is not notorious for being fashion forward, doesn't truly align with his personality or character. That perhaps was one of the reasons why he was openly shocked at the end of his episode when he learned how much he'd spent. However, it was interesting to hear his opinions on sneaker culture and his upbringing. Punk has started to wear a lot more sneakers during his promo segments, showcasing his ability to adapt with the times. He admitted during the episode that he needed to pick sneakers that had meaning to him. In number 4 we have Triple H, who spent $4,472.02. Now, Triple H may not appear like a traditional sneaker guy, as that culture didn't really exist in pro wrestling during his career. Instead, it came in after his retirement. However, he's still on hand to spend a significant amount of money in order to keep himself up to date with the modern world, although he did stick with a black theme for his sneakers. He reflected on when John Cena started wearing sneakers at the start of his career, which was an interesting moment, but when it came to purchasing his trainers, he spent the majority of his money on his family. Oh, isn't that nice? In number 3, we're having a significant jump up in price. We're going from basically $4,500 up to $9,697.28, because number 3 is Liv Morgan and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Now, Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio were on the show together, pushing their relationship even during non-WWE segments, which is why fans have bought into it so well. The idea for this was to promote them as a couple, keeping them in kayfabe, but the price that was spent was very much real. Morgan and Mysterio did not hold back with their shopping extravaganza, dropping a huge sum of money overall. And although there were sneakers for 2 people in this episode, it does make it slightly more understandable. In number 2 though, we have Cody Rhodes, who spent $9,824.88. Cody Rhodes is one of the biggest names in the business, so it's not a surprise he's one of the top spenders in the history of this show. The American Nightmare even seemed to want to spend the most, as he asked the cashier where his spending put him in the rankings of other WWE stars on the show. Despite his best efforts though, Rhodes wasn't able to become the number 1 spender in this series. However, falling just short of the $10,000 mark, which is still a ridiculous amount of money to spend on shoes. Especially for a man who wears suit and dress shoes most of the time when he's on television. In number 1 though, we have Liv Morgan, who spent $11,570.16. That's too much money on shoes. Liv Morgan has appeared on this show twice, and both times she has spent insane levels of money on sneakers. She currently boasts the record for the highest spend, having gone past the $11,000 mark. It's an incredible amount of money to spend, however it showcases how heavily she invests in her gimmick, as across the 2 episodes she has broken $20,000. That's too much money on shoes. And there you have it, there's our list. So what do you think? Which superstar surprised you the most? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and give us a subscribe if you are new around here. That's all for now, so I'd like to thank you for watching, and we'll see you later. Welcome to the club.